Imagine a world nearly 5 millennia ago, a time when the Great Pyramids had yet to rise, when the deserts whispered secrets to the Nile, and the gods walked among men in the stories told around firelight. In this ancient realm of mystery and majesty lived a man whose name would transcend time, whose talents would shape history, and whose legend would blur the line between mortal and divine. This man was Imhotep, architect, physician, priest, advisor, and eventually God, born during Ib's third dynasty, around 2700 BC. Imhotep's genius defied simple description. He was the visionary who designed the first colossal stone monument, the Step Pyramid of Djoser, a groundbreaking marvel that revolutionized Egyptian architecture and set the stage for the timeless wonders that followed. But Imhotep was more than an architect. He was also the first known physician in history, credited with pioneering medical practices that combined observation, healing, and spirituality. He was a priest who bridged the worlds of science and religion, weaving knowledge and faith into a unified whole. For centuries, Imhotep was remembered not only as a man, but as a symbol revered. Long after his death as a god of medicine and wisdom, his influence extended beyond Egypt, inspiring Greek healers and architects, and echoing through the annals of human knowledge. Yet much about Imhotep remains shrouded in mystery. Who was the man behind the myth? How did he rise to such heights in a time when great feats seemed impossible? And what can his story teach us today about innovation, resilience, and the pursuit of knowledge? In this journey, we will explore the world of Imhotep, from the dusty sands of ancient Saqqara to the sacred halls of temples, from the earliest surgical texts to the myths that transformed him into a deity. This is the story of a polymath whose legacy is etched in stone and medicine alike, a timeless genius whose story is waiting to be rediscovered. Welcome to the world of Imhotep, the man, the myth, the master. The origins of Imhotep are as mysterious as the sands of ancient Egypt itself. Scholars have pieced together fragments from ancient texts, inscriptions, and oral traditions to paint a picture of a man who emerged from humble beginnings to become one of its greatest figures. Born in the 27th century BCs, during the third dynasty of Ib's Old Kingdom, Imhotep's early life is largely undocumented, but it is believed he came from a modest family in the region of Memphis, the ancient capital. His name, meaning he who comes in peace, hints at the wisdom and benevolence he would later embody. From a young age, Imhotep showed extraordinary intellect and curiosity. He was said to be a man of many talents, skilled not only in the arts of building and healing, but also in the arcane knowledge of the gods, astronomy, and mathematics. In a society where knowledge was guarded closely by priests and scribes, Imhotep's talents earned him favor in the royal court. His rise to prominence came under the reign of Pharaoh Djoser, a visionary ruler who sought to consolidate power and immortalize his legacy. Recognizing Imhotep's gifts, Djoser appointed him as his chief architect and chief physician, a position of immense trust and responsibility. Imhotep's role extended beyond design and medicine. He was an advisor to the pharaoh, a high priest, and a scholar. His unique ability to combine practical knowledge with spiritual insight made him indispensable in a kingdom that saw the divine and the mortal as intertwined. The political landscape of Egypt at the time was one of transformation. The pharaohs were centralizing their authority, building monumental structures to symbolize their divine rule. It was in this dynamic environment that Imhotep flourished, pushing the boundaries of what was possible and redefining the role of the architect and healer. His innovations would not only impress his contemporaries but resonate through the ages, inspiring generations to come. Before Imhotep, the pharaohs of ancient Egypt were buried in simple mastabas, flat, roofed rectangular structures made of mud brick. These tombs were modest, serving their purpose as burial sites, but lacking the grandeur and permanence that would symbolize the divine power of the rulers. Imhotep changed all of that. As the chief architect for Pharaoh Djoser, Imhotep conceived an idea that would forever transform Egyptian architecture, the Step Pyramid at Saqqara. This was the world's first monumental stone building and the first pyramid ever constructed, predating the iconic smooth-sided pyramids of Giza by centuries. The design was revolutionary. Instead of a single, level mastaba, Imhotep stacked 6 mastabas of decreasing size on top of one another, creating a towering stepped structure that reached approximately 62 meters in height. This bold design not only provided a more imposing tomb, but also symbolized a stairway to the heavens, a bridge connecting the mortal pharaoh to the divine gods. Imhotep's genius lay not only in the design but in the construction techniques. The step pyramid was built entirely of limestone blocks, carefully cut and assembled with precision, representing one of the earliest known uses of large-scale stone masonry. This marked a monumental shift from mud brick to stone, setting the foundation for Egypt's golden age of pyramid building. The complex surrounding the pyramid was equally impressive, including temples, courtyards, and shrines, all designed to support the pharaoh's journey into the afterlife. Imhotep's architectural vision seamlessly combined practicality, religion, and artistry. The step pyramid became a symbol of Egypt's power, innovation, and spiritual beliefs. It demonstrated the pharaoh's divine status and the ability of his court to mobilize resources and labor on an unprecedented scale. This groundbreaking achievement established Imhotep's reputation as a master architect and visionary. It inspired generations of builders and shaped the architectural identity of ancient Egypt for centuries to come. While Imhotep's architectural genius secured his place in history, his role as a healer and physician was equally groundbreaking. Often regarded as the first known doctor in history, Imhotep's contributions to medicine set foundational principles still revered today. In ancient Egypt, medicine was deeply intertwined with spirituality. Healing was not just a physical act, but a holistic practice involving prayer, herbal remedies, and ritual. Imhotep, as a priest and scholar, embodied this integration of science and spirituality, blending empirical observation with a profound respect for the divine. Unseen medical texts attributed to Imhotep's wisdom describe treatments for a variety of ailments, from broken bones and wounds to digestive issues and infections. His approach was methodical, emphasizing diagnosis and natural remedies derived from plants and minerals. Imhotep's reputation as a healer spread far beyond Egypt's borders. He was revered not only as a physician but as a divine figure who could intercede with the gods on behalf of the sick. Temples dedicated to him became centers of healing, where priests administered cures and offered spiritual guidance. His impact on medicine resonated through centuries, influencing later Greek and Roman medical traditions. The Greeks, for instance, identified Imhotep with their god of medicine, Asclepius recognizing the lasting importance of his knowledge and healing arts. Imhotep's legacy in medicine exemplifies the ancient Egyptian view of health as balance between body, mind, and spirit, and underscores his role as a pioneer who bridged these worlds. Imhotep's influence extended far beyond the realms of architecture and medicine. He was also a revered priest and philosopher, deeply intertwined with the spiritual fabric of ancient Egypt. His life embodied the seamless blending of scientific inquiry and religious devotion, a harmony that shaped Egyptian culture and thought. As a high priest, Imhotep served as an intermediary between the divine and the mortal. He was believed to possess profound wisdom, not only about the physical world, but about the mysteries of the gods, the cosmos, and the afterlife. His teachings influenced religious practices, encouraging a holistic worldview where healing, architecture, and spirituality were interconnected. Imhotep's philosophical ideas hinted at early forms of metaphysics and theology. He was seen as a sage who understood the balance of the universe, marked the ancient Egyptian concept of truth, order, and harmony. His insights emphasized the importance of living in balance with nature and the divine, a message that resonated deeply within Egyptian society. This spiritual role contributed to his later deification, as his wisdom was revered not only during his lifetime but after death. Temples dedicated to Imhotep became places of pilgrimage, where followers sought guidance, healing, and enlightenment. In many ways, Imhotep was a bridge between worlds, the seen and unseen, the mortal and divine. His legacy as a priest and philosopher highlights the richness of ancient Egyptian culture, where knowledge was sacred and intertwined with the spiritual journey. Imhotep's legacy did not end with his death. In a rare honor for a mortal, he was elevated to divine status, becoming one of the few humans in ancient Egypt to be worshipped as a god. His transformation from a renowned architect and healer into a deity reflects the deep respect and reverence the Egyptians held for him. This process of deification began centuries after Imhotep's lifetime, during the New Kingdom and later periods, when his name became synonymous with wisdom, medicine, and magic. Temples were dedicated to him, particularly in the city of Saqqara, near the step pyramid he designed. As a god, Imhotep was revered as the patron of medicine and healing. People flocked to his temples seeking cures, advice, and protection from ailments. He was often depicted as a man holding scrolls or papyri, symbols of knowledge and learning, highlighting his association with scholarship. His worship extended beyond Egypt's borders. The Greeks identified Imhotep with Asclepius, their own god of healing, adopting many of his attributes. This cross-cultural recognition underscores the enduring impact of Imhotep's contributions. Imhotep's deification represents the pinnacle of honor in ancient Egyptian culture, transforming a man's knowledge, innovation, and service into divine guidance for generations to come. His journey from mortal to God mirrors the timeless human desire to seek wisdom, healing, and connection to the divine through figures who transcend ordinary life. Imhotep's legacy reached far beyond the borders of ancient Egypt, influencing civilizations across the Mediterranean and shaping the development of medicine, architecture, and spirituality for centuries. The Greeks, known for their own advances in science and philosophy, recognized Imhotep's extraordinary contributions. They identified him with Asclepius, their god of medicine and healing, adopting many of his attributes and worship practices. This cultural exchange highlights how Imhotep's reputation as a healer transcended borders and time. Roman and later Western medical traditions also echoed Imhotep's pioneering spirit. The reverence for holistic healing, blending empirical knowledge with spirituality, can trace roots back to his teachings and practices. Architecturally, the step pyramid at Saqqara inspired the evolution of monumental building techniques. Imhotep's innovations in stone construction laid the groundwork for the grand pyramids that would become synonymous with Egypt and inspire architectural marvels worldwide. Imhotep's blending of science, art, and spirituality provided a model for future generations, encouraging the integration of diverse fields to advance human understanding. His story traveled along trade routes, whispered through scholarly texts, and engraved in the cultural memory of many peoples, solidifying his place as a timeless symbol of human ingenuity. For centuries, Imhotep's name echoed through ancient texts and religious worship, but it wasn't until modern archaeology and Egyptology emerged that his true genius began to be understood anew. Excavations at Saqqara uncovered the magnificent step pyramid, a testament to his architectural prowess, sparking fascination around the world. Scholars pieced together fragments of history to reveal a man who was not only an innovator, but a visionary who laid foundations for multiple disciplines. In popular culture, Imhotep has inspired novels, films, and art, often portrayed as a mysterious figure bridging magic and science. While some depictions dramatize his legend, they reflect the enduring allure of a man who transcended his era. Today, Imhotep stands as a symbol of African ingenuity and the deep roots of human knowledge. His legacy challenges modern audiences to honor ancient contributions and inspires curiosity about the connections between past wisdom and present innovation. Through ongoing research and cultural celebration, the story of Imhotep continues to evolve, a timeless reminder that genius knows no boundaries of time or place. Imhotep's story is one of extraordinary vision and enduring influence. From humble origins, he rose to become a master architect, healer, and spiritual guide whose innovations shaped not only ancient Egypt, but also the course of human history. His creation of the Step Pyramid marked the dawn of monumental architecture. Inspiring awe and reverence for millennia, his medical wisdom blended science and spirituality in a way that resonates even today, and his elevation to divine status underscores the profound respect he earned as a pioneer and a sage. Imhotep reminds us that genius transcends time and culture. He challenges us to look beyond the surface of history to discover the layers of knowledge, creativity, and humanity that connect us all. As we reflect on his life, we celebrate the timeless pursuit of understanding and the power of one individual to leave a legacy that echoes across ages. Imhotep, architect of wonders, healer of bodies and souls, and a timeless symbol of human potential.